these folks done lost their mind about this college football playoff thing. It's funny.
Means no negative.
Let's cut that down. Yep. Like Texas don't belong. And they make up all the reasons why Alabama should be there. The reasons that don't matter. Yeah, Florida State should be in over Alabama. We had to make a choice, you know, but they knew they couldn't put Alabama in and not Texas. I don't want to hear about Alabama lost to Texas second game of the season and they've been doing this and that. Man, they've been barely winning games still. They ain't just been blowing through people. What about Auburn? They took a L to, who was that, New Mexico or some lesser team? You know, I don't want to hear that. We lost to a good team, Oklahoma, which we would whoop their ass. If we were playing them right now, we'll be on their ass. Whooped that ass last year, and they just got, you know, they got lucky this year. Since you said Oklahoma State shouldn't have won against y'all, and we whooped that ass, it wasn't even close. You want to say, like, what y'all would do to us at this point, Skip Bayless. It's not, the numbers don't show that. Y'all lost to Oklahoma State. Shortly thereafter, we whooped that ass. So who's getting better as the season goes on? They said, oh, we wouldn't be able to mess with Alabama because they got better. We played them the second game of the season. Right, it was game 2 for us too. You know? Or whatever, we didn't have no advantages. This is early in the season. The same date they played us, we played them. So you got to account for where we were at that point in time when we played Alabama, whatever game of the season it was, wherever we were at that time. How much time has passed since then? You saying they got better? We have too. And I can pour into the numbers these last 2 or 3 games to show that. When we weren't finishing teams that we had up in the first half, they get back in the game, we sealing the deal. It ain't the same. So don't discredit Texas because you don't know much about what's going on. It sound good. You might think Texas ain't got a bunch of fans and shit, but we out here deep. You should know you're Oklahoma Sooner. So you know how deep it goes, and there's nothing you can discredit, especially after we beat a team. We the only team in here that's beat a current conference champion of the Power 5. Yeah, the only one. That don't mean nothing. Alabama won the championship. The SEC, we beat the SEC champion. No matter when it was, we beat them. It means something. So that's dumb. Don't try to push us out to get Alabama and Florida State. And not that there's nothing but just y'all opinions and stuff about it. It sounds dumb to me. But y'all coming from it from that angle. Yeah, Florida State should be in. Texas should be in. If anybody gonna get left out, is Alabama. It's point blank period. I get the reasons why, this and that. But we talking about this year, then yeah, they should have been left out. None of the other stuff the previous years, it don't matter, man. But it shouldn't matter when it comes down to the selection. It matters depending on what we arguing about or what we discussing. But it don't matter when it comes down to this college football selection, what the team did last year. That's dumb. And everybody's saying these teams about to run through Texas. We the weakest team, with time will tell, you know what I'm saying? I heard the show saying that Texas DBs were overrated. They've been hearing this and that about Texas DBs. Y'all ain't been watching it. We got a true freshman out there catching picks. Ryan Watt's been in and out. Good cornerback. Safety's been kind of, you know, we got, what was it, Taff? He's been playing pretty good. Thompson, a freshman, he might be out for his half. Jalen Calalon transferring, but secondary has been pretty solid for the most part. We're playing against a team that like to pass it because they have to, because we get up. And that's just what the mentality is, you know. We're definitely not as bad as Washington, which the numbers show, but we're not as bad as what the numbers show. We're like 95th in passing or something like that. That's not correct. It really ain't. So, not based off of talent. You gotta go do your homework. Yep, go do some more homework and take a look, man. But I mean, not saying that we got anything. They're gonna be able to stop Washington. That's not the point. Don't just make it seem like them boys is out there and they just getting toasted every week. No, they not. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, you gotta make it especially when you're just looking at the numbers and not actually looking at the game. That'll be me critiquing Washington, and I haven't watched Washington a lot this year. Definitely not as much as I watched Texas. So I can't tell you the things, you know, that the numbers don't tell you, because the numbers, much as people tell you they don't lie, they do not tell the whole story. So if they're not telling the whole story, then they're not telling the whole truth either. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, y'all get up off my boys, man. We in there. Y'all pick on Alabama and find reasons why Alabama shouldn't have made it. And it's simple. They lost to one of the teams. They the only team that lost to one of the teams that's in the playoffs. And we the only team that beat one of the teams y'all selected for the playoffs. That was in motion. I know that Georgia would have been there, but they not. I'm talking about the teams that's in there. Georgia would have only been in if they would have beat Alabama, and they didn't. So they're not considered one of the 4 teams in the playoffs. They weren't chosen. So I'm not talking about them. I know how people are spinning it. But Georgia would have been in if that, man. Fuck all the ifs. Let's talk about what is. And it's simple as that. Texas beat Alabama. You know? That's what it was, man. Had Michigan lost to Ohio State, they wouldn't be in. Ohio State would be. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that. Miss me with the other stuff that y'all be trying to pull and spin, SEC and this and that. You know, hey, I don't got nothing against the SEC, especially since my team will be there next year. But let's not spin it to that. That's a good reason why. You know, if you feel like Florida State wouldn't have been the best, they're not a top 4 team because of they lost their quarterback. I mean, that's tough. You know, because defense, everybody says defense wins championships. They got a hell of a defense. It would have just been some boring-ass games, and I don't think the selection committee or whatever committee, it's like, yeah, we ain't trying to see no boring-ass games, you know. Because that game against Louisville, if you ain't no diehard football fan, you cut that shit off, because them boys were punting the whole first quarter. But, yeah, that's all I got to say about that right now. I'm going to touch on it a little bit more as we get closer. Days go by, we'll go through them a little bit as I hear more about people's opinions and where they stand, and we can go a little deeper. But yeah, y'all get up off my boys, man. Yeah, y'all, your team, or who you looking for a team to pick on and put Florida State in for, go to Alabama, not Texas. Don't mess with Texas.